Hey, gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you all to the 2021 flag raising Shore Acres Yacht Club. It's been a very interesting year, and I'm glad to see everyone here today. Flag raising, especially for some of you new members, is a ceremony that we do every year, that every yacht club does every year, basically to kick off our summer. We ceremonially raise our flag and call things into beginning. It's also where we sort of just introduce ourselves and make sure everyone knows who everyone is who's here to basically serve you. We're a volunteer club. We're all elected officers who are flag officers, officers who sit on the board. I'm Commodore Philip Angelo. On my side here is Rear Commodore Leo Fiorella, who is the man who has been working in the kitchen so tirelessly. Getting everything done, keeping this place nice and clean for everyone. He does more than try. Introducing also is the Vice Commodore, Brian Harris, who basically is in charge of the sailing.
Hi, I'm Brian. Today we celebrate our club. It's our club's constitution states the object of this club shall be to encourage the sport of yachting, to promote the science of seamanship and navigation, and provide anchorage for the recreation and use of its members. As Vice Commodore, I'm responsible for our club boats and racing. This year, our race committee will run a full season of racing. Starting in 2 weeks, we will have Wednesday night races and Sunday races. There will also be MC Scout races on Thursday evenings. Special regattas are planned as well by several members. The first was held last weekend. The regatta for lasers is called the Plank. It was a huge success. 27 boats participated. There will be Hobie Cat Regatta weekend, a catboat regatta, an MC Scout Green Island Cup. We will also host the Barnegat Bay Yacht Racing Association races the last Saturday in July. Details will be provided by email, social media, so stay tuned. I'm looking forward to a busy season. Sail fast and sail safe. Thank you.
The flag officers, Commodore, Rear Commodore, Vice Commodore, we run the day-to-day of the club. But policy and general setting forward of the club, working with budgets and things like that, is the Board of Trustees, who are also elected, volunteer representatives. Today, representing the Board of Trustees, we have Post Commodore Robert Goodyear.
Thank you, Phil. Read my little speech here. Since SAYC was founded in 1941, it has been governed by a Board of Trustees. Under the current Constitution, there are 15 members of the board elected by full members of the club for a 3-year term. The board members are divided into 3 classes of 5 each to provide a rotating list of board members. At no time shall the elected Board of Trustees consist of a ratio that is less than 2 property owners in Shore Acres to 1 non-property owner. According to the Constitution, the major duties of the board are as follows: the entire authority to manage the affairs and finances of the club and engage all employees, set such rules as necessary for the use of the facilities and the grounds, including the guest policy, make all appropriations for the club, and elect the membership. There are 4 standing committees that are on that are made by the president of the Board of Trustees: the Finance Committee, Long Range Planning Committee, the Constitution Committee, and the Rental Committee. And those committees are appointed by as I said, by the president of the board, but they are open to anybody who is a full member of the club. So you don't have to be a board member to be on one of those committees. Current board members that I'll introduce at this time, and I just will say that many of our board members are MC Scout sailors, so they're not here because there was a major MC Scout event that was, I think it was in La Valette. So many of the sailors are not here because they're over there. Okay, so dividing them into 3 classes, the most current class, which is going to come off this year, the board members on that class are myself, Bob Goodyear, Phil Angelo, Autumn Hoover. I don't think Autumn is here. No, okay. Gene Mastrangelo, Greg Maxett, who is also the president of the Board of Trustees. The 2022 class is Donna Perslam, Peggy Crane, who is also our treasurer, Brian Harris, Vice Commodore, Brendan Hogan, and Rich Nunn. And then the class of 23 is Will Demand, who is the Vice President of the Board of Trustees, Mike Donahue, Jackie Fiorello. I thought I saw Jackie here someplace. There she is up front. Jeff Miller. Jeff here? Okay, there's Jeff. Okay. And last but certainly not least, Dean Langella. Behind the bar. Okay, so as someone said earlier, this is a volunteer club, and we do rotate people through, as I said, every 3 years, so we always have fresh faces, fresh ideas. So I encourage, if someone has a real interest in the club and wants to be a part of that operation, feel free to run for the board, or most of all, join many of the volunteer committees we have out there. So without further ado, I'm going to hand this to you, and the slide goes to you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Bob. Once again, I'd like to welcome everyone back. It's been quite an eventful year, quite an incredible year. This time last year, there was only 25 of us that were allowed to gather on this property, and we had to do most of the ceremonies through boat parade. But we all made it through, and it's not the first time this club has come through quite a bit of hardship and sort of what we've been known for over the years. This club was founded in 1941, just before the start of World War II. Over the years, it was founded to be basically a community club for people who live here in the area, came down for the summer. But over the years, it's become more than that. It's become a year-round club. But still, our focus is to maintain ourselves as a community club. All these little clubs here, Green Island, Baywood, all have their little community clubs, but not all of them are still here. What has kept us here together is the spirit of basically family and volunteership that we've had here at the club. Over my shoulder, you'll see the code flags that I have flying, and those were put up last year as we faced the challenge of COVID-19. COVID-19 is fading behind us now, and hopefully will continue to do so. But we'll have new challenges ahead. There'll always be something else. We still have to get this club basically up and running to its new form. We used to be a small 5-month-a-year club. Now we're a year-round club. We've grown in members. We've grown in size. And it's going to take us all to pull forward to build the future of this club. The code flags that are flying are Charlie Golf 1. And among sailors, this is how we communicate at sea. Charlie Golf 1 stands for, I will not abandon you. I'm standing by to assist. These flags were used between the clubs last year to signal that we were all going to help each other and stand by each other. But this flag is not, these code flags are not unknown to shore acres. This is how we got through World War II. This is how we got through the challenges of all the years. This is how we came through Sandy, how we survived through our mud years, and how we're going to continue to prosper in the future. Not by being a ale house or a pub, not by being a country club, not by being a place for the few, but by being a place for us all. Where we're all part of one community and one family. And that is how, we'll see things through. Being a family, sometimes we do have to say goodbye to certain family members. Over the past year, we've lost some members of our family and extended family. And in the BBYRA, the 13 yacht clubs that we belong to, we've had Henry Hank Waite pass away. He was a past Commodore of the BBYRA, 1998-99, and a U.S. sailing judge, and a man who basically dedicated his life to the Bay and to sailing. Pam Kiefer was part of the Bayhead Yacht Club Offshore Racing, and she was basically very fundamental in Swan Trysail and offshore regatta sailing. Within our club, Jane McKinley, whose family used to live in the house, which is now a vacant lot, which got blown away by Sandy, long-term members of this club. She was a long-term sailor on the bay. She used to now sneak box. Ken Feshkins, also someone who grew up Shoreacres Yacht Club. His father, in fact, was the 5th Commodore of this club, and he was the only Commodore from this club to be a Bay Commodore. I recently went down to pick up his flag from the BBYRA. We all knew Ed by, Ken rather, by his boat would always go sailing by. He had a big white fluffy dog. And as it would go by, you'd think the dog is actually sailing the boat. He was a character. This past year, we've had some very close losses to us. Mark Martini passed away. We all knew Mark for his just easygoing, fun ways. He was just like a big kid, but he was always willing to help. He was always willing to get involved and to do something, no matter what, and he'd always do it with a smile. Joan Cherry McCann, whose quiet grace was just welcoming to everyone who came here. It's been said of her that she's all good things packaged into one wonderful human being, and that was Joan, the Joan we knew. And she was a fierce sailor, too. She actually won the Summer Series one year. And past Commodore Tom Adams. Thomas Adams, he was sailed right into his 90s. I mean, the man just kept going. He was also the Commodore that brought Tai Chi to this club. And tomorrow morning we're going to have Tai Chi here at 10 o'clock in the morning on the deck. And I hope everyone can come out and join us, and maybe we can think of past Commodore Tom Adams. When sailors pass away, when club members pass away, we have a special memorial for them. Now, on boats at sea, watches are broken up into 4-hour shifts. And every half hour on the shift, a bell is rung. So at the end of your shift, it's 8 bells. That means end of watch. So I'd like to have a moment of silence now as we remember these members and friends. And we ring 8 bells during the moment of silence. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so now I would like to present the flag to my vice Commodore. He's going to present it to the rear Commodore. We'll raise our flags. We'll raise the Burgee first, followed by the Stars and Stripes. If everyone please remain standing.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave
Here's Stu from the South Point Trio. Alright, now ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome the very Reverend Jerry Ball to lead us in an invocation. For you are Lord of all. How majestic is your name in all the earth. You have displayed your splendor in the heavens. And from the mouths of children and nursing babies, you have been established. When we consider your heavens, the work of your hands, the moon, the stars which you have set in place, who are we that you think of us? Who are the sons of you that you are concerned about them? But you have only made us a little lower than Elohim. You have crowned your people with glory. You have made us to rule over the works of your hand. You have put everything under our feet, the birds of the sky, the fish of the sea, and wherever the paths that go through the seas. Father, we thank you. We celebrate as we sail the paths that you have placed in the sea. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Jerry. All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So, now begins the fun. We'll be starting our dinner service at 6 o'clock. We have some limited service because we have basically volunteers, but we're working to get things together soon with another chef, hopefully starting mid-July. We'd like to welcome Stu and the South Point Trio, and hope everyone has a great evening, and